Hello everyone, I hope everybody is doing well. As you know, in our previous video, we discussed class 10th English first flight book, chapter 1, A Letter to God. And today in this video, we will be discussing question answer of the same chapter. Before we start our discussion of the question answer, I would like to recapitulate the points of the story. There is a character named Liang Chow who is a farmer and he has firm faith in God. He prays to God for rain for his cornfields and he gets rain. But his happiness lasts for a short span of time because after some time these raindrops turn into hailstones and he feels very sad because his crops, his fields get destroyed. Now he thinks that there is only one who can help him, and that person is God. And he writes a letter to God that God should help him in his survival, and he requests God to send him 100 pesos for growing his crops again. Then what happens? He drops his letter in the post office and his letter was read by a postman. Postman laughs very loudly after seeing this letter because he had never seen something like that earlier, and he hands over the letter to postmaster. Postmaster also laughs heartily, but after some time he gets serious. Why he gets serious? Because he sees the faith of Liang Chow. Now postmaster decides to help Liang Chow because he does not want that Liang Chow feel pain. Because God cannot send him money, so postmaster decides to send him money and he writes a letter and signs as God. But he could only collect 70 pesos. On the other hand, Liang Chow had asked for 100 pesos. Now, when Liang Chow gets his letter, he feels very much disheartened. He thinks that these people have stolen his money. So, what he does, he writes again letter to God and asks God to send him money directly and calls these post office people a bunch of crooks. So this is our recapitulation. Now we will be discussing our question answers. Let's discuss question answer. We have first question on page number 5. What did Liang Chow hope for? Liang Chow hoped for rain for his cornfields. Second question. Why did Liang Chow say raindrops were the new coins? Liang Chow calls raindrops as new coins because of two reasons. The first reason is that the raindrops have shine like new coins. Second thing, when it rains, definitely it would provide him with a good harvest and he would be getting a very good amount. Our third question is, how did the rain change? What happened to Liang Chow's fields? How did the rain change? The rain changed into hailstones. And then what happened to his fields? His cornfields gets completely destroyed. Our next question is, What were Liang Chow's feelings when the hail stopped? When the hail stopped, he was in complete pain. He was very much upset because of the hailstones. His fields get completely destroyed. Question on page number 6. Who or what did Liang Chow have faith in? What did he do? Yes, as we know, he had complete faith in God. So, what he did? He wrote a letter to God for helping him coming out of this difficult situation. Our next question is, who read the letter? Yes, as we discussed, the postman read his letter and laughed aloud. Our next question, what did the postmaster do then? After getting letter from postman, postmaster opened it and read the letter, and he laughed heartily. After laughing for a short span of time, he got serious because he saw the firm faith of Liang Chow in God. Page number 7, question number 1, oral comprehension check question first. Was Liang Chow surprised to find a letter for him with money in it? No, Liang Chow did not get any surprising element, or he was not at all surprised because he had complete faith in God. He knew that God would definitely help him in this situation. Our next question, what made him angry? When Liang Chow opened the parcel, opened the letter and counted the money, he found only 70 pesos, which was less amount because he was expecting 100 pesos from God. But when he opened the letter and counted the money, it was only 70 pesos. So he was very much upset as well as annoyed because he thought these post office people have stolen his money. Page 7, thinking about the text, question number 1. Who does Liang Chow have complete faith in? Which sentences in the story tell you this? As we have discussed many times that Liang Chow had complete faith in God. Which sentences in the story tell you this? The sentences which tell that he has complete faith in God, that God, the help of God, whose eyes, as he had been instructed, see everything, even what is deep in one's conscience. So this line is on page number 5. We have another question. Why does the postmaster send money to Liang Chow? The postmaster sends money to Liang Chow because he does not want that Liang Chow should feel pain or Liang Chow should feel betrayed, because he has feelings that God will help him. But it cannot happen that God can send him money. So, for keeping his faith in God, as he wanted that Liang Chow should not feel any kind of betrayal feeling, so he collects money and sends money to Liang Chow. Why does he sign the letter, God? Now he here refers to postmaster. Why does postmaster sign letter as God. Because as Lencho had written letter to God, so he wanted reply from God only. To keep his faith, he signs the letter as God. Next question. Did Lencho try to find out who had sent the money to him? Why not? No, Lencho did not try to find out who sent him money because he had his firm faith in God that God would definitely help him in this situation. When he received the letter, there was no any kind of surprise feeling on his face. And why not? Because he had his belief that if he requested God to help him out in this situation, then definitely God is gonna help him in this. So he didn't try to find out that who had sent him the money and letter. Next question. Why does Lencho think has taken the rest of the money? Who does Lencho think has taken the rest of the money? What is the irony in the situation? As we have already discussed, Lencho thinks that these post office people have taken his rest of the money, his 30 pesos, because when he opens the letter, he finds only 70 pesos, which was a less amount. So he thinks that his remaining 30 pesos have been taken by these post office people. Now, there is one more question. What is the irony in the situation? The irony in this situation is that the people who helped him in this difficult situation, they were considered wrong by Lencho. They were considered as cheat. They were called bunch of crooks. The ending of the story is ironical, as we people are in habit of just reaching to conclusion. The same thing has been shown in this ending. Without finding the reason, without finding the situation, without finding the reasons behind the situation, Lencho directly jumped over the conclusion. He did not even try to find out that who had helped him, why his money is less. Next question. Are there people like Lencho in the real world? What kind of a person would you say he is? Yes, this world is made up of different kind of people. Different kind of people reside in this world. We can say that these kind of people like Lencho, are very less, but yes, they really exist. They do exist in this world. As if we talk about what kind of person Lencho is, on the basis of the reading of the story, we can reach to the conclusion that he is a person with firm belief in God. He is a kind of innocent person, hardworking person, and on the other hand, we can call him knave. He is a person who has unquestioned trust, a firm belief, a firm faith in God. Now, there is the next question. There are two kind of conflicts in the story between humans and nature and between humans themselves. How are these conflicts illustrated? Yes, we can see there are two kind of conflicts in this story. One is between human and nature, and another is between human beings themselves. First conflict, human and nature. Human and nature, if we talk about human and nature conflict, as Liang Chow requested God for rain, and it did rain, and it did rain. But suddenly, these raindrops turned into hailstone. This is a kind of conflict between human and nature. He was expecting rain, but there was a different situation from nature's side. Second thing, conflict between human beings themselves. It is a very common phenomena. As we see, we always reach to the conclusion of the situation. Same thing is with Liang Chow and between postmaster and Liang Chow. Liang Chow, he calls post office people bunch of crooks, but he doesn't know, and he even doesn't try to know that he was helped by the people to whom he was calling bunch of crooks. So these two different phenomena, two different conflicts have been shown in this story. Now, I hope you have no doubt, you have no any confusion. If still there is any confusion, you can go through the chapter once again, and then you would be understanding that it is quite an interesting story. Now I would like to give you homework. Now on page number 8, there are different kind of exercises. So on page number 8 and 9, solve the exercises, and in our next class we would be discussing our next topic. So be at home, stay safe, stay healthy.